beautiful, sparkly, beautiful being, unlimitedness. Today, I'm just making this impromptu video because I would love to share something about being an empath and also about boundaries. And I'm making this video because I've been my whole life just so ashamed for being so sensitive and so ashamed for just being so emotional constantly. And I always felt that was like the worst thing. I had a lot of panic attacks, a lot of anxiety, had really trouble being around people, feeling so overwhelmed by situations, feeling so jealous that other people could just have so much fun and connection and everything what they wanted, while I just kept crying a lot and just felt super oversensitive and felt like I was taking people's energy on, and so I would be just feeling emotional most of the time. And then I finally read an article about being an empath, and I was like, oh wow, that's super interesting because that sounds like me. And if you're watching this video, perhaps you can relate to that as well, because it's, you know, being an empath, that it comes with a lot of that sensitivity. But I truly believe that once we can leverage it, once we can really truly embrace it, that it becomes our biggest gift, because we are the people who feel a lot of pain. We go through so much suffering to begin with, but only to really do so much work on ourselves. And I'm sure if you are an empath, you have probably been on some spiritual journey or some self-development journey yourself, because there is no way you could just hide it or pretend, as I was, you know, pretending, hiding. But it just doesn't help for a long time. Just only pretend and hide for a little bit, and it just comes out and everything explodes, and all these emotions and breakdowns explode, just to really bring me back to myself and tell me like, hey, there is something you need to pay attention to. And once we find a way that connects us to that truth, that we become such powerful leaders. And you are a powerful leader already. You might just not know it this moment, or you might still feel like you have some challenges with it. That's, you know, being oversensitive. And so that's why I'm making this video for boundaries. And I've made already some series on boundaries before. Everyone talks about boundaries, how important then they are, especially for people who are sensitive, who take on people's energy. And I want to talk about it from a little different perspective, because people tell you you need to have good boundaries, you need to have a clear no. And I tried to have a clear no, and sometimes I said no, but most of the time I would just feel like I'm betraying myself. When I had the thought, or when I thought that I need to have a clear no, I kept betraying myself. So I would be saying, you know, yes to when people ask me for help, even though I didn't have the time, or I would say yes, so, you know, yes to making love or having sex when I really wanted to be just held and nurtured. And then I felt like I was really betraying my soul deeply inside. And that brought me so much pain. And the worst part is that it was just happening over and over and over and over. Every time when I didn't feel safe, it almost felt like this part of me just took over and just kept not having these boundaries. And I didn't know what it was. And today I want to offer you a very simple way of looking at it from a completely different perspective. If you are in a similar situation as I am sometimes, or as I used to be so much more than I am these times, that you keep betraying yourself, and that creates so much guilt inside when we betray ourselves. And it's actually that guilt that perpetuates this, you know, this behavior, because we're so resisting. We so believe that we have to have this clear no, and when we don't, it hurts. You know, everything that we believe you need to be something and we are not, it hurts us. And so what am I going to invite you to today is really powerful, yet very simple. It's about boundaries, and it's about your own personal power. And instead of me telling you that you need to have a clear no, I just want to invite you to have a very clear yes. Just notice when you want something, how hard it is to ask for what we want. And if you make this a practice, to really start having a strong yes, not only that people love us or love that because it's very clear to them, But it creates a very clear distinction between a clear yes and our unclear yes, because it's our unclear, vague yes that is actually a no in a disguise. So yeah, make that a practice. Just saying yes, I'd love to. Yes, that sounds amazing. Hell yes. Yes. When you really want something. Because then when you say, sure, okay, yeah, I suppose, I guess, whatever you say and that's not that clear yes, then you will feel that very strongly because you are already sensitive to that. And then you maybe created more spaciousness around it. Because I find when there is no space, when I say, oh, I need to say no, but there is no space for me to say that no because I don't feel safe. So I would say, sure, yeah, sure, I'll help you. I'll do that for you. When I really mean no, I really don't have time. I really want to focus on myself this weekend. So practicing saying clear yes, it's one of the most powerful things that you can do. And it's very simple. And it doesn't bring you that guilt that comes with, I need to have a clear no.